Okay, we're going to start with the notes for this section with Descendant to the Dead, and some of this should have seemed familiar with our exercise with Sheol versus Hades. It's an interesting and kind of difficult concept, so we're going over it again from the text. Fascinating that immediately after Christ's resurrection, many of the dead rose from their graves and saw their loved ones, and their loved ones saw them. It's just a further testimony of Christ's saving power. Pause here, and then we'll continue. Okay, as we know, Sheol is the place the souls waited for Jesus' coming. They were the people that died before Jesus came and was resurrected. And those who refuse a relationship with God after Jesus came down and preached to them, they are sent to hell, to everlasting punishment. Now those who die are judged immediately. Those who need to be cleansed before entering heaven spend time in purgatory. Pause here. Okay, when Jesus resurrected, he first appeared to the women, who then told the apostles. Women play important roles in Jesus' ministry, and they still do today in the church, even though some people try to claim that they don't. The men didn't immediately believe them, though. They had to go and look for themselves. And Thomas was the greatest doubter. He wasn't there when Jesus appeared to the other apostles, and even though all of them were saying that they saw him, he wasn't going to believe it. Pause here. Recognizing Jesus was often delayed. Remember in the Bible, Mary Magdalene, at first, when she saw him, thought that he was the gardener of the area around the tomb. And on the road to Emmaus, they didn't recognize him until the breaking of the bread. They recognized Jesus in the breaking of the bread just like we do in the Eucharist. Pause here. The significance of the resurrection. It's one of the reasons we have a lot of notes here, because the resurrection is so significant. Gospel means good news. It is good news that Jesus died for our sins and was resurrected. He rose to gain forgiveness of our sins and everlasting life. He is alive. Without him, we wouldn't have no redemption. There was no way that we can make up for our sins. But we can gain forgiveness, and Jesus has sacrificed himself on our behalf. So even though our efforts are not good enough, he has made the sacrifice so that we can still be granted mercy and live in eternity with God in heaven. Okay, pause here. Okay, a good vocabulary word, efficacious, having the power to produce a desired effect. And the resurrection gives great confidence to go out to all the world and tell the good news. It gave the apostles great confidence and gave early Christians all the way through today confidence to go out and tell them, even in dangerous places, dangerous circumstances. We have many martyrs that died going out to tell the good news, but the resurrection gives them the confidence to do it, and they have done some amazing things and spread Christianity far and wide. Okay, pause here. Alright, forgiveness. Forgiveness of sins is a fruit of the resurrection. Only God-made man was capable of making the full reparation of our sins and being reconciled to God. Like I said before, we could not do it ourselves. No sacrifice on our part is worth the, the effect of, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But just write the notes. I'm not going to try to fix it because I don't want to go back and start over. Pause here if you need to. The Ascension. Christ spent his final days on earth after the resurrection, confirming the apostles' faith and giving them instructions. With his mission accomplished of victory over sin and death, he was ready to ascend into heaven and sit with the Father in glory. Pause here.